Hey, what's up, guys? This is Forza Horizon 3 on Xbox One X. The last few videos have been based on it. What I wanted to do was show you my settings for this game, and some of you guys are struggling with a very dark picture. Not just with the Sony 900E, with any of their displays. And I think something is going on with the gamma menu that is making the picture very, very dark. And when you get into your HDR settings and your gamma settings, it really does change the image. As pretty as this looks, this exact map, this is Blizzard Mountain DLC, by the way, isn't supposed to be this dark. And I've done it in other parts of the Australia maps to where the game just looks way too dark. So something is definitely up with the in-game gamma settings. And guys, you can't always go by those settings, you know, and we go by the darkest shade to the lightest shade. Sometimes they're just not lined up well with your display. So unfortunately with Forza, you're going to have to go by your own eye. So before I get into that, I'm going to show you my picture settings for the actual game. I am in game mode. It's in HDR, so max brightness, colors at 55. In a game like this, guys, that's very bright, and there's a lot of horizons and sundowns and sunups, and you can push this pretty much as high as you like. I like it at 55. I don't love my things with my color crazy saturation. Advanced settings, brightness, I like my contrast at 90. My gamma is at 0 because it's HDR. My black level is at 50. I don't want the image to be any darker, so I'm leaving that at 50. Black adjust I do like on high, guys. Advanced contrast enhancer, again, if you want these images to pop more and make things brighter, these are the kind of games where you can actually mess with a little bit and, you know, push that a bit in a game like this. As long as it doesn't create noise for you, then use these settings for games like this, especially games that are native 4K, because the aliasing doesn't get as bad. There's not as many rough edges. So I keep mine off. Auto local dimming I have on high, extended dynamic range on high, again due to HDR. Color I have at 55, hue I have at 0. Color temperature, again, do what you want here if you want a cooler image. I do have advanced color temperature. I do have my green gain at -2 and my blue gain at -7. Everything else I leave alone. But I do have, guys, is live color at medium. It actually is brighter than live color at high. And it's bright, and low and off seem to be pretty much the same. A little bit of difference. But I like it at medium. I do want to see these colors. And these are kind of where it doesn't make the red on the brake lights a totally different color. High is actually pretty deep. I keep mine on medium. And then as I go down to clarity, I have reality creation off because I'm in native 4K. If you push this too high, you will see noise. And some of you are struggling with some banding in the sky. In some games, smooth gradation blends that. In other games, it actually creates more banding. I don't see any in this game, but if you are seeing banding, try smooth gradation off or try it on. Alright, and then motion, I have nothing. I'm in auto and everything else. Now what I want to show you is the in-game settings and why they're not accurate. So we're going to go into settings, go into your video, and this is what they would have you, you know, do as standard, right? The 1 is barely visible. It looks really dark on the camera, but I find if you go high enough to where you don't wash out the image and then correlate the HDR brightness to where that disappears. Again, I know on the camera you can't see the numbers, but save and continue. That's a much nicer image. But if I go by what the in-game menu shows me, it just makes it too dark, guys. So if you find your image is too dark and you get into this menu, I would take your video and put this up as high as you can go until the image washes out, and then scale it back. Once you have that the way you want, then go down to your HDR and match the HDR to the brightness until the insignia kind of comes back, and then let it fade out. So try that, see if it works, guys. Thanks as always.